What's up, Wrestlingverse family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you all the latest and most talked about moments in professional wrestling. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications because we've got some interesting content to discuss today. Today we're talking about a moment that had the WWE universe buzzing and social media absolutely exploding. We're discussing Jade Cargill's wardrobe situation that left the crowd in complete disbelief. Now, before we dive in, let's keep this respectful and professional because that's what we do here at Wrestlingverse. We're here to discuss the moment, the reactions, and what it means for one of WWE's brightest stars. Let's start by talking about who Jade Cargill is, because if you don't know, you need to know. Jade Cargill is one of the most impressive physical specimens in all of professional wrestling. This woman is 6 feet tall, incredibly athletic, and has a presence that commands attention the moment she walks into any arena. Her confidence, her charisma, and her in-ring abilities have made her one of the most talked about performers in the industry. Jade came into WWE with massive expectations and she's been delivering. From her time making waves in other promotions to now being a featured performer in WWE, Jade has consistently shown why she's considered a future superstar. Her look is iconic, her entrance is memorable, and everything about her screams main event talent. One thing about Jade Cargill that everyone acknowledges is her incredible ring gear. She always comes out looking like $1 million. Her outfits are elaborate, flashy, and perfectly designed to showcase her amazing physique while still being functional for wrestling. Jade's presentation is always top tier, and that's part of what makes her such a star. Now, let's talk about what happened at this particular event. Jade Cargill made her entrance looking absolutely phenomenal as always. The crowd was hyped, the energy was electric, and everyone was ready to see that girl in action. Her outfit for the night was eye-catching and bold, exactly what we've come to expect from Jade. But during the match, something unexpected happened with her ring attire. Now, wardrobe malfunctions can happen to anyone in professional wrestling. These performers are doing incredibly athletic moves, throwing their bodies around, and sometimes the gear just doesn't cooperate. It's happened to countless wrestlers throughout history, and it's always an uncomfortable situation. The moment it happened, you could see the crowd's reaction immediately. There were gasps, there were surprised faces, and social media started blowing up instantly. People were tweeting, posting, and sharing their reactions in real time. This is the era we live in where everything gets captured and spreads like wildfire across the internet. What impressed everyone was Jade's absolute professionalism in handling the situation. She didn't panic, she didn't lose her composure, and she continued performing like the professional she is. That's the mark of a true star right there. When unexpected things happen, the best performers know how to adapt and keep going without missing a beat. The officials and referees also deserve credit for quickly addressing the situation. WWE has protocols in place for these kinds of moments, and everyone involved handled it with professionalism and respect. The priority is always the performer's comfort and dignity, and that was maintained throughout this entire situation. Let's talk about the reality of wrestling gear because this is important context. Wrestling attire has to balance several different factors. It needs to look good for television and live audiences, it needs to allow for full range of motion during athletic performance, it needs to be durable enough to withstand the physical demands of wrestling, and it needs to stay in place during all kinds of movements and impacts. Designing and maintaining wrestling gear is actually a complex challenge. These performers are doing moves that regular clothing was never designed to accommodate. They're climbing ropes, doing flips, getting slammed, and moving in ways that put incredible stress on their attire. It's honestly remarkable that wardrobe issues don't happen more often. Female wrestlers face additional challenges with their ring gear. They're often wearing more elaborate costumes with more components and pieces that can potentially shift or malfunction. The athleticism required in modern women's wrestling is at an all-time high, and the gear has to keep up with these incredible athletes. Jade Cargill, in particular, performs with such intensity and power. Her signature moves require explosive strength and dynamic movement. When you're delivering power moves and high-impact offense, your gear is being tested to its limits. That's just the reality of being a physical performer at the highest level. The social media reaction to this moment was absolutely massive. Within minutes, it was trending across multiple platforms. People were discussing it, sharing clips, and giving their opinions. Some people were supportive and understanding, others were making jokes, and everyone had something to say. That's just the nature of viral moments in today's connected world. What's really important to emphasize here is the respect that Jade Cargill deserves as a performer. She's out there putting her body on the line, entertaining millions of people, and working incredibly hard to perfect her craft. Moments like this are embarrassing and uncomfortable for any performer, and the wrestling community should rally around their performers, not tear them down. Many wrestlers, both current and retired, came to Jade's defense on social media. They shared their own stories of wardrobe issues, reminded everyone that this can happen to anyone, and showed solidarity with a fellow performer. That kind of support from the wrestling community is beautiful to see and shows the bond that exists among these athletes. WWE also handled the situation appropriately. They didn't dwell on the moment, they didn't exploit it for shock value, and they allowed Jade to maintain her dignity. That's the kind of professional approach that we should expect from a major wrestling organization. Performers are human beings who deserve respect and protection when vulnerable moments occur. Let's talk about how this affects Jade moving forward. Honestly, the answer is probably not at all. Jade Cargill is incredibly talented, incredibly over with the crowd, and has a bright future ahead of her. One wardrobe issue doesn't define a career, and true fans understand that. What defines Jade is her talent, her presence, and her consistent ability to deliver in the ring. If anything, the way Jade handled this situation with such professionalism probably earned her even more respect. Keeping your cool when things go wrong, continuing to perform, and handling adversity with grace, those are qualities that separate good performers from great ones. Jade showed she's a true professional. This moment also serves as a reminder of what these performers go through. Wrestling fans sometimes forget that there are real human beings behind these larger-than-life characters. These performers deal with pressure, scrutiny, physical pain, and moments of vulnerability, all while trying to entertain us. We owe them respect and appreciation for their dedication. The incident also sparked important conversations about wrestling gear and performer safety. Maybe this leads to improved costume designs, better materials, or additional precautions to prevent these situations. If something positive comes from this experience, that would be the silver lining. It's worth noting that wardrobe issues have happened to some of the biggest names in wrestling history. Legends have dealt with similar situations and went on to have Hall of Fame careers. This is not a career-defining moment for Jade, it's just an unfortunate incident that happened and will be forgotten as she continues to build her legacy. The crowd's reaction, while shocked, was ultimately supportive. WWE fans have seen everything over the decades, and most understand that accidents happen. The initial disbelief gave way to appreciation for how Jade handled the situation and continued delivering her performance. Let's also acknowledge the camera operators and production team who handled this professionally. They adjusted their shots appropriately, didn't sensationalize the moment, and maintained the dignity of the broadcast. Behind-the-scenes professionals play a huge role in how these moments are presented to audiences. For Jade Cargill personally, this is just a small bump in what's shaping up to be an incredible WWE career. She's still one of the most impressive performers on the roster, she's still getting major opportunities, and she's still on track to accomplish great things. Her talent is undeniable, and one wardrobe mishap changes nothing about her trajectory. The wrestling community, for the most part, rallied around Jade with support and understanding. That shows growth in how we treat performers and recognize their humanity. Years ago, situations like this might have been handled very differently, but today's wrestling culture is more respectful and supportive, which is progress. Moving forward, Jade will likely continue to wear amazing ring gear and put on incredible performances. She's not going to let one incident change who she is as a performer or how she presents herself. That confidence and resilience is part of what makes her special and why WWE has so much faith in her future. This incident also reminds us to be mindful of what we share and discuss on social media. Just because something happens doesn't mean we need to spread it everywhere or make it into a bigger deal than it needs to be. Treating performers with dignity and respect should always be our priority as fans. For anyone who was there live or watching, this becomes one of those unexpected moments that you remember. But it should be remembered in the context of a great Jade Cargill performance, not as the defining feature. Wrestling history is full of unexpected moments, and the best performers are the ones who overcome them. The lessons here are valuable for everyone in the wrestling industry. Performers, costume designers, production teams, and even fans all have roles to play in handling these situations with professionalism and respect. This incident, while unfortunate, can serve as a learning opportunity for everyone involved. What impresses me most about this entire situation is that Jade Cargill didn't let it affect her confidence or presence. The very next time she appeared, she came out with the same energy, the same swagger, and the same star power. That's the mentality of a champion. You don't let setbacks keep you down. You get back up and keep being great. Alright, wrestling vs. family, let's wrap this up with some perspective. Jade Cargill is an incredible talent who had an unfortunate wardrobe moment. She handled it like a professional, the company supported her appropriately, and life goes on. Let's continue supporting Jade and all performers who work hard to entertain us. Drop your respectful thoughts in the comments below. Let's show Jade some love and support. And remember, let's always treat performers with the respect and dignity they deserve. They're out there working hard for our entertainment. If you enjoyed this discussion and appreciate our respectful approach to wrestling content, smash that like button. Subscribe to Wrestling Verse for more professional wrestling analysis and commentary. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our uploads. Share this video with friends who appreciate respectful wrestling content. Let's grow this community of fans who love wrestling and support the performers who make it possible. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video where we'll continue bringing you the best wrestling content with professionalism and respect. Until next time, keep supporting your favorite wrestlers and remember, they're human beings doing an incredibly difficult job. This has been Wrestling Verse, treating wrestling and wrestlers with the respect they deserve. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.